Health Human Rights Watch supporting today. And I'd like to move on now to another speaker. I think I'm going to choose Faisal before we come to Dr. Yogi, because Faisal was the first to join our conference today. So Faisal is an executive member of Nations Without States and is also a spokesperson for the Ahwazi Democratic Popular Front. Faisal, welcome.
Thank you. Thanks, Graham. Thank you so much for giving me this opportunity. And I would like to read the statement that has been prepared by my comrade in Ahwazi Democratic Popular Front. First of all, Mr. Graham and Mr. Nizar and all the organizers, President of the Nation Without States, a greeting to all of you, and thanks for giving me this opportunity by expressing my deepest gratitude and appreciation on behalf of the Ahwazi Arab Nation and the leadership of the Ahwazi Democratic Popular Front to Mr. Graham, Nizar, and all the attendees today. If we are going to talk about the ongoing effort in defending the right of oppressed and occupied people, and your support, of course, for our cause reflect your steadfast commitment to the principle of justice and human rights. I would like to emphasize that the right of nations, or sometimes they called people, to self-determination is one of the fundamental principles established by the international law, and it's also recognized in the Charter of the United Nations and numerous other international instruments and treaties. A lot of UN charters and articles would emphasize that the need to promote the respect for human rights and fundamental freedom for all peoples, including the right for self-determination, with external interference. The right is not merely a legal principle, but a foundation for achieving peace, coexistence, security, stability, and nations' prosperity. Empowering nations or people to determine their political and economic destiny directly contribute to enhancing global security and stability, and fosters peaceful coexistence among nations. It also reinforces respect for international laws and conventions, particularly those governing relationship between people, governments, and states on the basis of equality and justice. Ladies and gentlemen.
Yes. Stop it, please. I'm sorry.
Yes, Nizar. Is everything okay?
You carry on, Faisal. It's just internet problems. Carry on, please.
Thank you. When we discuss the issue of the people of Greenland today, the cause of Ahwazi nation emerged as one of the most prominent unresolved issues. Ahwaz, which was subjected to military occupation by the Iranian regime on 20th of April 1925, and continues to suffer a grave violation of its people's rights. Since then, its natural resources, particularly oil and gas, have been plundered, while its people are denied their most basic right, including the right to education in their native language. When we always affirm our commitment to respecting international law and the right of nations to self-determination in accordance with legal frameworks and international norms. This right is the optimal to avoiding violence, wasting resources, and ensuring justice. These principles are ground for the set of international law and resolution. So there are, of course, a lot of, if we refer to the Article 1 and Paragraph 2 of the United Nations Charter in 1945 related to the legal framework for right to self-determination, where it says to develop a friendly relationship among nations based on respect of principle, principle of equal right and self-determination. And we have another international covenant on civil and political right, where it says all people have the right for self-determination. And we have another United Nations General Assembly resolution 1514 that was being assigned in 1960, which known as a declaration on the granting of independence to colonial countries and nations, where it affirms that all people have the right to self-determination by the virtue of the freely they freely determine their political status. So if we want to talk, there are a lot of articles that talk about the self-determination, about the right of people to get their independence. But I will just go for the right of the self-determination is not merely a legal principle enshrined in an international instrument, but a true expression of justice and human dignity. Like other people, the Greenland and Ahwazi nation have the full right to choose their future freely, without any form of repression or discrimination. Today, international community bears a moral and legal responsibility to support these rights and work to end all form of occupation and oppression faced by oppressed nation, including the Ahwazi people, other non-Persian nation, Greenland people, and all the people who are looking for their self-determination. There must be no double standards in dealing with the issue of nations. International law must be applied fairly and justly. Lastly, self-determination is a fundamental right, not a privilege granted by different regimes across the world, and nations alone have the right to determine their destiny. Thank you so much, Mr. Graham and Nizar. That's the letter and message from the Ahwazi Democratic Popular Front for these conference today. Thanks, Graham. I really appreciate it.